Galadriel, the White Lady of Lorien, was a Noldor elf, one of the mightiest and fairest beings staying in Middle-earth in the Third Age. She was born in Valinor, in the Age of the Trees, well before even the First Age of the world began, to Finarfin, the Prince of the Noldor, as his youngest child and his only daughter, Finarfin having 4 sons already. Her mother, Erwen, was a cousin of Lúthien. Her uncle, Feanor, was arguably the most important elf to influence the future of the Noldor, and also Galadriel. Galadriel became one of the most eager participants in the Noldor rebellion against the Valar, because she was eager to see Middle-earth and rule some realm there. But she did not swear any oaths, as the Feanorians did, and followed rather Fingolfin and Fingon, her cousin, being of the similar mindset as these Noldor leaders. She took no part in the first kinslaying and the sack of Aqualande, even though some elves from her company rushed to help their relatives when they thought Valar had sent the Teleri to attack the leaving Noldor. Afterwards, she had to cross the broken ice of Helcaraxe, because Feanor had all the stolen ships burned after his people reached the shores of Middle-earth, leaving Fingolfin with his host behind to care of themselves. Once Galadriel reached Beleriand, she lived nominally with her brother Finrod, but spent most of her time in Doriath in Menegroth, at the court of Thingol and Melian, where she met Celeborn, Thingol's kinsman, and married him. All her 4 brothers died during various battles with Morgoth's armies. The last of them, Finrod, called Felagund, who ruled in Nargothrond, died in the pits of Sauron, then ruler of Minas Tirith, giving his own life to save Beren, the future husband of Lúthien. Galadriel took no active part in the wars, believing defeating Morgoth was beyond the powers of the elves. After the Valar finally came to help the remaining elves and men and destroyed Morgoth and his power forever, Galadriel was offered safe return to Valinor due to her not taking part in the kinslaying. But she refused and became the only leader of the Noldor exiles who remained in Middle-earth after the First Age. Because Beleriand was broken in the War of Wrath, Celeborn and Galadriel found their new home at first in Lindon, where Gil-galad ruled. There Celebrian, their daughter, was born. Later, all 3 moved to Eregion, or Hollin, where the prosperous kingdom was founded, cooperating friendly with the dwarfs of Khazad-dûm. At this time, Galadriel met the Nandorin elves of the Anduin Valley for the first time, and visited them frequently the realm of Lothlorien, ruled by King Amdir. When she returned back to Eregion, she had found Anatar, helping Celebrimbor creating the Rings of Power. She took an immediate distrust to this Lord of Gifts, and as it turned out, her distrust was well justified when Anatar revealed himself to be Sauron, the old enemy of the Noldor and servant of Morgoth. She advised Celebrimbor to hide the 3 rings that he had made himself without Sauron's help, which he wisely did. When Sauron attacked Eregion with his army, Galadriel was entrusted with one of the 3, Nenya, the Ring of Water. She used it sparingly and only when the One Ring was not in Sauron's hands, protecting and hiding the borders of Lorien. When Sauron destroyed Eregion, the joint armies of Celeborn and Elrond retreated to Rivendell. There Celebrian met and later married Elrond Half-Elven. Celebrian gave birth to 3 Galadriel's grandchildren, twin brothers Eladan and Elrohir, and Arwen Undomiel. During the War of the Last Alliance, King Amdir has fallen, and his son Amrod departed not to be seen again. The elves of Lorien, now leaderless, decided to make Celeborn their king, and thus Galadriel became the Queen of Lorien, finally having her own realm to rule, fulfilling her ancient wish that led her to abandon the Valar in Aman. She ruled their realm wisely. The tales tell little of the long centuries passing by until the White Council was formed to oppose Sauron again. She failed in her attempt to appoint Gandalf as the head of the council due to his refusal, and thus Saruman took over, never really forgiving or forgetting Galadriel that he was actually only the second option for her. But the White Lady put her might fully to the service of good. For example, helping the Eotheod of Errol the Young to reach the field of Celebrant unnoticed, which led to the destruction of the Balhot invasion and the saving of Gondor. These future Rohirrim were awed by her power and regarded her and the Golden Wood with fear. During the War of the Ring, Galadriel hosted the Fellowship of the Ring after their escape from Moria, showing Frodo and Sam her mirror, letting them see the glimpses of the possible future. But when Frodo offered her the One Ring, she fought and won her hardest struggle, refusing the offered power, choosing rather to diminish than become a corrupted queen of the world. Upon her advice did the Galadrim elves provide the Fellowship with boats, elven cloaks, and lembas, with Lady Galadriel giving one special gift to each member of the Fellowship herself, when they were leaving her realm to continue their journey south. After their departure, Galadriel acted to ensure the success of their mission, summoning Gwaihir to the peak of Caledhill to rescue Gandalf and bring him to Lorien, where she had healed him and equipped him to continue his efforts. Later, she influenced the Rangers of the North to ride south to help Aragorn, whom she informed about the possibility to use the Paths of the Dead. When Sauron attacked Lorien from Dol Guldur, the elves under Celeborn's leadership and with the power of Galadriel and her ring, defeated all three assaults. After the destruction of the One Ring, the elves counterattacked, successfully conquering southern Mirkwood, where Galadriel tore down the walls of Dol Guldur. When the war has ended, she travelled south to Minas Tirith for the wedding of Aragorn, now crowned as King Elessar, and Arwen. Afterwards, she remained in Lorien until her final journey to Grey Heavens, where she boarded a ship and with the other ring-bearers sailed west to return to the Undying Lands, when she had come so long ago.